Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to Legacy Builder series on Babes to Define. I am your very host tonight, Aladejebi, and we will be going through an interview with one of our founding members. Again, we carry on as we have been doing in the last 3 weeks. If you're new to this series, this is Babes, and we stand for Beautiful, Adorable, Blessed, Empowered, and Safe. We're a community that empowers women to thrive both spiritually, socially, economically, and in every sphere. And we give an environment women can thrive and grow. So if you're new to us, you can find more about us on Facebook, on Instagram, and our social media platforms. Right, in light of our 15-year anniversary, we have been celebrating, and the celebration has kickstarted across US, Canada, and the UK, and Nigeria is in gear for their celebration right from next month. So we have Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Lagos. So please do join us in light of our 15-year anniversary. And with that, the Legacy Builder series, it's a series where we get to interview all our founding leaders. We started this series about 3 weeks ago. If you want to catch up on some of the interviews with some of our founding members, please do so. And tonight, we're going to be having one of our founding members. Her name is Babes Obiageli, and she's going to be sharing some inspiring stories and her contribution to Babes with Define organization for the last 15 years. So before we delve further, I would like to invite others to join us, share this link, and in case you're going to be catching up, I'm sure you'll be able to share your thoughts and reflection after or during the interview. So we want to get to know more about our guest tonight, and there's no other person than Babes Oya. I'm going to tell us a bit about her before I bring her onto the platform. As we've been doing in the last few weeks, we've been interviewing, and it's been fun, memorable, people sharing, inspiring stories of their contribution towards BR in the last 15 years. And we're going to be doing that just tonight. Right, who is Babes Obiageli? She's a visionary entrepreneur, a pastor, a leadership voice who emerges innovation, faith, and purpose to drive meaningful impact in business and life. With a strong belief that her career is a ministry to serve others, she embodies integrity, diligence, humility, and compassion in all she does. She currently serves as a vice president of operations and HR at Dabber Object Solution Limited, a tech outsourcing company, helping individuals and businesses recruit talent and manage project execution from ideation to completion. As managing partner at Retail Giants Academy, she leads a mission to bridge the skill gap in Nigeria's retail sector, equipping young professionals through training, mentorship, and employment placement. She also serves as executive director at the Tribes Community Impact Initiative, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering young people to reach their greatest potential and positively impact the world around them. Beyond all these corporate endeavors, Obiageli serves as an associate pastor at the Baptizing Church, the sphere of influence in Lekki, where she teaches on living with authenticity, discipline, and obedience to God. She also hosts Kindled Moment, a YouTube channel dedicated to inspiring believers in their faith journey. So there's a lot to Babes Obiageli, and she reflects our deep conviction that God can be trusted and success flows through a life anchored in purpose and divine guidance. She's married to a friend and partner, and they are blessed with beautiful children. So tonight, I would like you to join me in welcoming Babes Obiageli to the show. Welcome, 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 welcome. We can't hear you. We need you to be as loud and clear as you can. I know you're excited to bang up, but I cannot hear that. Welcome. I still can't hear you. We just probably would do with our audio.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, it's better now. Yes, I can hear you now. Much, much better.
Better because I want people to be hearing me.
I could see you, obviously your gesture, but I couldn't hear the sound. Right. So let me hear you speak again because it was faint. It was slightly faint in the background. So can you hear me
Now, can
loud
you
and
hear me
clear?
now?
If you say something.
Audibly, I can hear you. I just don't know why you can't hear me, but I can hear you.
Oh no, it's better. It's from my end. I can hear you loud and clear now. Sorry. It was my audio. So welcome. Good evening. Thank you for taking the time out to be on the Legacy Builder series. We've been doing this interview for the last 3 weeks. I don't know whether you've managed to catch up. It's been fun. It's been exciting. We've had inspiring stories. We had a lot being shared on the platform. And you also tonight, I'm sure you're going to have a lot to share with us through your journey with Babes with the Vine. Right. How's your day been? How's your day been?
Excellent. Still at the part of the day. It's just about 2 p.m. here. So
All
far, so
right.
good. My day is still very ongoing.
Wow, that's awesome to hear. So, and the first question I'll usually ask is, how did you join Babes with Define?
Ha!
How did you stumble?
How did you stumble? No, I did not stumble. Stumble, kid.
Okay.
No, no, no. We were very right at the heart of it, and that's because I'm still one of the very privileged people who knows our founder very closely, or we were working very closely then. She's been my
Okay.
mentor and mom for a long time. So when
Wow.
the idea around, I've known Pimo since I was in university, right? So and I was her protocol in church then. I was the one who would carry her bags everywhere we're going to and all of that. So yeah, I was protocol. I was her first protocol in church then. So and I just got married.
Okay.
Baby child is 15. My marriage is 15 years. So I just
Wow.
got married early in the year, and later in the year, people comes up to say that, oh, this was what the Lord was stirring in our hearts and everything. And for someone who has been so blessed
Yes.
directly by
Mm,
the know, leadership and mentorship of Pimo, I
mm,
definitely came on board as a member. And also,
mm.
yeah, that was how I joined. Is either Pimo added me directly or one who the very first set of people added
Yeah.
me directly. But that was how I joined. I joined from the very beginning.
Beginning. Yeah, that's beautiful to hear. And thank you for you're still one of the, as they said, out of the many, still standing, and you're
Yeah.
still here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's lovely to know. And then what role did you play whilst you've been in BR in the early days of Babes with Define, if you can remember? Because this is a question that we ask people and we have to jog their memory. Like, what was your contribution and the impact that you made during the time? Can you recollect? How was the early days like?
Okay. Early was good. It was I served as the governing council
Mm,
of then it was zones. We started out as
okay.
zones. So
Mm,
I served as governing council member for 3 zones that were right under my direct anchorship, or should I say leadership. That's Lekki Babes, Lekki Zone, Suliri
okay.
Zone, and then Yaba Zone. So all the exits around that region was under own um my own portfolio. So I started out as the GC. Then after starting out as the GC, we had other, the call, the call took us higher to then
Mm,
becoming the advisory board members of
okay.
the first set of advisory board members
Right.
of ER. Yes,
Wow.
before we have this current one. So yes, that was how I served. I served as the GC. Then after GC, we became the first advisory board members. Absolutely
Wow.
fine.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. It's lovely to hear. Like I said, it's a journey, isn't it? Right from the onset, you took responsibility. And then from there, from the little you were given, you were doing it. And then they found you worthy and thought, you know what, come up here. And then you joined that. That's really good. And how do you think Babes to Define, the vision and mission is still the same, but what do you think, how have you evolved over the years? Can you remember how did we start, and that, if that evolution, how did it happen, in your own words?
Oh,
Yeah.
PR is one vision that I look at and I'm amazed at how God leads. God
Mm,
really does. And it's just amazing how he leads so beautifully, because evolves right under you. You see it evolve and take shape, right? So when we started out as, giving committed to the purpose, raising a generation of women with a defined purpose. That's our mission, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It was
Yes.
just that, and we started that out. We felt at that initial part, it was really about us. It was really
Mm,
about women. Because
mm,
in our generation, I would call us then, millennials, right? We've
yes.
had our voices stifled for the longest of time. So a lot of women in our generation, whether you like it or not, struggled with understanding who they were.
Yes.
Yes, we were in this place where we didn't know to what extent we were
Oh.
supposed to go. Do you see? Can you hear me? Can you hear me
Yeah,
very
I can
well?
hear you. It's just, yeah, it's a bit, yeah, I think it sometimes just hangs, but I guess it's the connection. But yeah. Can you hear me as well?
Okay. Very well, I
Yeah.
can hear you. I don't know if it's the connection from my end,
Yeah.
but please, I
Okay.
apologize. So I would say that we started at, building that, pouring into ourselves, pouring into
Mm,
ourselves, ensuring that we were committed to the mandates,
mm,
making sure that we're shaping these women, shaping ourselves, allowing God to, help us to rediscover ourselves. Do you understand? To make us understand that we're not just here, we're not just the number added to the population of women in Nigeria or around the world. God had
mm.
a specific purpose for us. So there was a
Yeah.
deliberate attempt and intentional, actions we took to ensure
Mm,
that we were doing that at the early days, right? And I want to
mm,
believe, because programs started to come up, it was not just a one aspect, it was holistic. So we looked at both the spiritual angle, we looked at
mhm,
the spiritual angle. We had times where we would pray on all the zones.
mhm.
There were days praying where you're fasting and all of
Reading the
that. So
word.
we had
Yeah.
were grounded in that. Then, so it was not just, targeting just the spiritual angle, but we had
Mhm.
programs like the Value Me program that was
Yes.
dedicated to empowerment, entrepreneurship, and things like
Mm,
that. And so many
yeah.
other things that we did to ensure that we were cooking ourselves up across all the whole spectrum, right? So that was
Yeah.
the first level. But
Mm,
right now, I'm seeing that we have moved past that, right? So
yes.
now burden for the next generation. And that's because everything God does is generational in its
It
outlook.
is.
God is
It is.
one generation, it's always to the next and to the next and to the next. So it's
Mm,
like that he took time to ensure that we were now grounded in what we were meant to be grounded in. He started to point our eyes and attention to the next generation. And now we see
mm,
the Esther project and
yes.
everything about reaching the next generation of belief of women right now to ensure that we're catching them young. Us, it was as if, we're struggling at that time. A lot of us
Yeah.
were already, big and all of that. But right now, we believe that catching them right now at a much younger age makes the
Yeah.
job easier. See, so
Absolutely.
that's how it's evolved over the years. It just makes me the more proud of
Mm,
being a part of something that is still here, that has
yes.
stood not has been there from stood the test of time, allowing God to lead us, truly lead us, right, from one level to another level, from one dispensation to another dispensation. And it
Very.
just makes you excited that if the Lord has done this, you're excited about
Mm,
what He still going to do. So I believe
yeah.
that we've evolved beautifully, just as we are called. We are beautifully, evolving as the years go by, and it's just very exciting
Thank you
to
so
see.
much for Beza Bigally. And I think you've clearly just explained what that journey had been like and that phase, that evolution. It was in stages. And as God led, we knew somehow, okay, this is the season we're in, what to do. And then I think what was also important was the technology used is a tool to be able to reach out to women. So if Facebook started, I'm sure, and I think, the time that we Babes to Define joined was still the early days of Facebook, and it's moved on. We are using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is also a technological tool. And, and as time goes on, I think some babes have said now we have to start thinking of the younger generation, catching them young and not wait till they're already grown. And we need to meet them where they are. We need to catch them where they are. So I think some of
Exactly.
the generation now, some of us have children who are, well, they're teenagers. Some of them, 2, 3 years, they're going to be adults. And there are some of them on TikTok. They don't necessarily use Instagram and Twitter and all of that. So somehow we've got to sit down and begin to think, how do we, reach them on those platforms? How do we get these young people? So, and I'm sure our leaders are listening, and like I said, we need to re-strategize. We need to go back and, and I'm sure God would give us what to do and direct our steps. So thank you very much for reminding us of those early stages. And what have been some of the most significant challenges that you have faced, and how did you overcome them as a leader?
Okay, so I would. So when I think about this question,
Hmm.
the first challenge for me
Yes.
was even accepting the leader.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Hmm.
Oh, and I will tell you why. Because it would leadership takes you out of your comfort zone. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
It puts upon
Absolutely.
you. It puts
Hmm.
upon you the burden to be responsible.
Responsible for not just you, and then a group of women. Yeah.
It just put upon you the burden to come out of your comfort zone, right?
Hmm.
So I was in that place. I remember saying that I just got married then.
Yes. Yes.
And it was still new, it was still fresh. A lot of things were happening in my life that period because we just started a startup, a business then. And so I had, that's from there. And, and as one who isn't casual about decisions, it needed to be something that, I felt aligned to do. And so I struggled first with, in my mind, I was like, I thought it's just come and be a member. I didn't know we are going to come and me right now to be leaders. Can't I just be at the back end? Can't I just, because for me, I like it at the background. I really do. In fact, I will tell you that I am one of the, if you ask me, I was one advisory board member or GT member that people didn't know.
You rather do your thing, but you're still effective, but you rather not want to be on the spotlight.
I wasn't that kind of person. If you ask me, I don't look it, but yes, it is. If you leave me at the background. Let me be moving things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you now call for something that brings me out to the limelight, I'm like, can we take, can we break
Like that.
small, that kind of thing. So I think that was a very first thing. But when my deliverance came was one day I was reading a scripture and I got a different perspective while reading that scripture. And the funny aspect was that it wasn't even talking about anything about leadership. I was reading Matthew 9, verse 12, and the Bible says there that some were born eunuchs, right? And some were made eunuchs by men. And the third is some make themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sakes. That's the scripture that is just there, yeah.
Yes.
But I literally heard the Lord, break down that scripture to me in this way. I'm about to say it now. So some are born eunuchs. Some people are leaders, like they like limelight by nature, by the way they are. Any opportunity to
Default.
To just come out and be something. Some people are born naturally like that. Yeah, that category is there. Then some have been made eunuchs by men. Is some people have eunuchs by men, like men conferred upon them leadership, and it was forceful. They forced you
Yes.
to do it. Yeah. In
Mm.
my case, it wasn't so, because BR has always been a voluntary position, or leadership in BR had always
Yes.
been a voluntary position. Yeah. So obviously nobody
That's right.
forced me to do anything. It's either you are doing it or no, it's an offer.
Yeah.
Then the
Mm.
last
Set.
some people make themselves leaders for the sake of the kingdom of God. Meaning that if the need for growing a kingdom enterprise, if the
Mm.
need for propagating and sharing the light of God, much more will be achieved through this thing or venture I'm about to do, then I'm up
Mm.
for it.
Mm. Mm.
So
Yes.
literally, what happened to me? I just said, okay, I'm going to make myself a eunuch right now for the sake of God's kingdom, and that's because God is intentional about building lives.
That's right. Yeah.
So intentional. So you cannot be casual around it or about it. So if I
Mm.
knew that I was going to be coming into a position of, partnering with God to,
Yes.
help women who are a true army in the hands of
Mm.
God, who are a
Yes.
true weapon in the hands of God. If
Mm.
women can get it right, I can tell
Mm.
you a lot of things are gotten right. And that is why,
Mm.
like, women have been attacked for the. Why was it the enemy or see the woman was carrying? Why not the man? Why is it always as if it's that the woman they're attacking? Do you see?
Mm.
So
Yes.
I knew that if I was going to do this, first and
Mm.
I needed to be sure that it was going to shine the light of God much more. It was going to
Mm.
help me partner with God to do what He was doing at such a time as that. So I then was able to receive and answer that call a bit more,
Mm.
more happy. I was not happy about the decision, and that was how I was able to face that challenge. So that's the first one. I was
Mm.
second challenge I had.
Yes. What
That
was that?
we women, ourselves now.
We're special. We're special breed.
That's the yeah. So you first have to, put yourself into leading yourself first.
Mm.
You are now giving the responsibility to lead people who are almost as complex as you are.
Yeah.
So it taught me quite a lot. I found myself in that place, and thank God I had gotten the conviction that I had gotten
Mm.
in it, that this assignment was God ordained, and it was an assignment in the very heart of God at such a time as now. Yeah, then
Mm.
and now. So I was able to take up that challenge with
Mm.
that mindedness, right?
Yes.
That
Mm.
if God had called me to do this, He's empowered me to do it.
That's right.
So needed to go through that and say, okay, God, I've never been here before. It's a new part, it's a new theme, but
Yeah.
if it's going to make your light shine, then I would work with you to ensure that I'm raising the finest of
Mm.
women that you have
Yes.
put on that chair. Do you see?
Wow.
And
Yes.
that was it. And when I no
Mm.
longer saw it as a challenge, but as
Yes.
something the Lord had called me to do, because whatever you call something, it becomes something. That's what it is.
Right.
Do you
Yeah.
see? It's really
Yes.
about perspective. You're either looking at something as half empty or half full, right?
True.
So
True.
if you now see it as a challenge, it becomes a challenge. Well, I no longer saw it as a challenge. I now saw it as a learning process and a learning curve, right?
So yeah.
So also tuning fine tuning me so that I
Yes.
can be that person that can actually produce a certain kind of women. Do you see? So it's
Mm.
not about leading people, it's about leading people to be the finest quality of who God
Yes.
had destined them to be.
Mm.
That
Mm.
was something I latched onto and said, no, if I'm going to do it, then whoever is going to come out of me, or the kind of
Yes.
leaders I'm going to raise, or the kind of people who are committed into my care will be the
Mm.
finest of God. So yeah,
Wow.
I what it was.
That Thank you so much. And I'd like your vulnerability, and which is what we've had with some of our founding members, in the ability to say, I had challenges. Even first of all, is the position of leadership. It can seem daunting, if you've never stepped in those shoes. And we had a lot of founding members who also testified to that. That what I'm like, me. Do I even, But then it was the place where they had to grow, they had to hone their skill, you had to learn the fruit of the spirit in itself. Where like you said, you're dealing with women, you're leading, so you have to be able to empathize with them. You have to have some skills. You have to start to learn. So yeah, thank you for that. And you said the other challenge was obviously not just about the position, but then leading other
I feel
women.
like I've lost you for a bit.
Oh, it's lost. Yeah. So do you want to log out? Because I'm still have you, but it seems it's breaking. If you want to come in again, maybe that would help. Does
Okay.
that? Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Let's.
just think about it. Yeah, it might make it easier because it keeps it's a bit blurred and unstable. But I think maybe if you perhaps log out and then come in again, we might have a much more clearer. Yeah. So while we wait for Babes Obegeli to come back in, so that we can get a much clearer view of her and some of the things that she's saying. It's interesting what she said about challenges. Like I said, for every woman, for every babes who have been in a position of leadership at some point or the other, God does call people, but there are times that we are also placed in the place of position where we have to lead. And at those times, we can rely on God to help us, even in the things that we think we are not perfect in, or we don't have that strength. Are you welcome back? Yeah. And I'll just let
I
you do
hope
it.
it's really better. Is it better now?
A little bit, but at least I can hear you, and I'm hoping you can hear me as well.
I can hear you very
Yeah.
much. I don't even know
All right.
what's going on. Why so bad?
Mm. Yeah, it's probably the connection, but it's okay. I can hear you and you can hear me. And thank you for sharing that. And the other question is, how do you think Babes to Define has made a positive impact on its members and the wider community? Is there any example or story that you perhaps remember in the last 3 years? Is there any that actually, you anytime you think about it, you're like, whoo, do you have any stories in particular to share with us, or story or stories?
Okay, so I think I'll still put myself as a case in point here because, and I know it's the same for a number of people because what God does with one, he does with all. And what he
Many, yeah.
says to one, he says to all. Because I'm sure the number of people come out to, like now, and I was hearing you speak and you're saying, oh,
Mm.
most of us are saying the very same things that, I'm
Yeah.
saying. So I'm sure
Mm.
people will have similar experiences. So as a leader, and also a member, one of the things that I say Babes to Define do for us is Babes to Define shapens you. It
Mm.
shapens you, it sharpens you, it
Mm.
defines you. It's truly what it says it is.
And
Do you
that's what
see?
it does. Mm.
It amplifies your voice, it
Mm.
gives you a platform,
Mm.
it helps you discover the you in you. I'm telling you.
Absolutely right.
If you
Yeah.
are committed to Babes Redefined, I can say
Mm.
this
Mm.
of a certainty. There's a part
Mm.
of you didn't know was there that you would discover. It's the
Mm.
mandate on the vision. But
Yes.
if you are not fully aligned to that, you
Mm.
might not see it and it might not be clear.
Mm. Very
For
done.
me, I will tell you that there was something I found out about myself while I
Mm.
was serving in BR
Mm.
that came to me as an epiphany, but I discovered it while I was serving. And that
Mm.
was the ability, or that is the ability to nurture quality leaders.
Mm. Mm.
It's
Mm.
one thing to nurture people or to
Yeah.
lead people, but it's another
Mm.
thing to nurture quality people,
Mm.
people who carry your heart
That's
and your
right.
spirit, carry the vision, carry. I also think it's the same spirit over the set woman of the house, the ability to identify, and nurture
Yeah.
leaders. I also found that out while I was
Mm.
serving in Babes Redefined. So it's, and it was casual, but it was something that I found was a theme, as I started to
Mm.
go on.
Yes.
So being called into leadership, I found out that, I could not. So my one of the ladies that was the leader under me is
Mm.
now vice president, and that is Babes Chinilo.
Yes. Yes.
So Babes Chinilo and I served very closely, like all the leaders that
Mm.
I had the privilege to work with during my time as governing council and also
Mhm.
as an advisory board member. And
Yeah.
I remember how many times, not just her, a number of them would
Mm.
come to me
Big.
and they would be tired. They would,
Mm.
babes Obi, babes Obi. And I would, but it's just that you raise them to the point where they are fantastic leaders that you can say, okay, this person, if you are
Yeah.
looking for the
I
leaders
trust.
around you, don't worry, come to my this thing, you will
Don't
see.
come too
And
far.
I
Yeah.
started seeing that not just only in BR afterwards. I'm now saying in every area of my life, I now got to
Mm.
see that it was a thing.
Mm.
That it was a
I
thing. And
love
that's why
that.
I said that if you're truly committed to this vision, you
Yes.
would discover an aspect of you that you didn't know was there.
Mm. I totally
You
agree.
would you would just come out. Is either you being a prolific, you knew how to speak, but for some
Mm.
reason you didn't have the platform to hone that skill.
Yeah.
Babes Redefine gives you that platform. You are
Sure.
a fantastic writer, or you know how to write. You might not
Mm.
even know how well how
Exactly.
good you was. Babes Redefined highlights that to you in like, oh
Mm.
my God, people are reading what you wrote, and you're like, ah, really? Is it that thing I wrote? Are you serious? And people have gone on
Yes.
to then amplify that. But where did they truly discover it? If some
Mm.
people want to tell themselves the truth, they
That's right.
discovered it while in BR.
So serving. Yes.
A number of people who are going about today and all of that, if they want to tell themselves the truth about a
Mm.
platform that gave them the opportunity to truly express themselves, to truly identify some of the things that the Lord was doing in them and how God had gifted them, they would
Yeah.
mention Baby Shiva was a part of that journey. Do you
Mm.
see? So
Yes.
I believe that, and which is a beautiful thing. If you have a
It is.
platform
It is.
that gives you the opportunity to do that, that
Yeah.
before you go out and
Mm.
make a
You
mess of yourself,
already
which God will not
exactly. You
allow
have.
you to do, you have the
Mm.
opportunity to do it
Yes.
with a much smaller circle where you
Yeah.
now truly, because like I said, Babies Divine is not just about maybe your vocation or what you, it's
Yeah.
also about ensuring that you are spiritually empowered and you are
That's
going
right.
about whatever it is you are doing in the way
Mm.
God will want you will have you do it. Do you see?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it is a holistic thing that
Mm.
equips you.
That's
It
right.
equips you. So I believe that that's what God has done over the years in the life of his members and what is
Yeah.
still doing, even with the lives
Mm.
of the younger ones that he's bringing into our fold by
Yeah.
the, Esther, mandate and every
Yes.
other thing that we're doing and is still doing. So yeah, because it did it for me. So I know it's doing that for a lot of people.
Thank you so much, Babes Obi. And clearly, what you said, I totally agree. You can't put yourself fully to bear, and you will not be transformed. You will not be shamed. You will be changed. Any skill that you have, you find out that whether you didn't even discover it, you then later discover it whilst you're doing other things. But as long as you serve with everything, you would definitely be better at whatever you're doing. And a lot of babes, there's testimonies. I mean, in fact, if we begin to share a lot of babes and the founding members we've interviewed over the last few weeks, oh my God. And it actually warms my heart to hear that. Even when I joined 5 years ago, I could tell you there were things that I've been tasked to do. And sometimes you question, can I really do it? And then you find out that you know what, you're actually good at this, you could get better at this. And then and it's
Exactly.
also, BR is a platform that allows people to express themselves. You are able to express yourself, be your person, discover yourself. And
Absolutely.
very few organization or groups allows women to do that. Sometimes people just want to take other people's shine, they want to be the only one shining, right?
So good.
But being defined, and everybody can testify to that, is that it gives other women have started their ministries, NGOs, like a lot of founding members have shared, right through BL, they can trace it back to that
Absolutely.
very beginning, that, this is where I started, this is where I honed my skill, and this
Yeah.
is me now, looking back in the last 10 years and 15 years. So we're grateful to God that, lives are changed and lives are transformed. And like I said, everything to do with the whole awesomeness of a woman, that is what BR actually addresses. So thank you for that,
Okay.
Bizobi. And my next question is, how is it like working with Pimo? What would you say
Ah,
in a summary?
let's not even finish this question before we, because oh my
Because we're
God.
pressed for time. So I know that if we have to go deep, 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 we will not leave here today. But,
Okay, okay. You have given me warning. So let's. I'm a woman under authority right now, so let me contain it. Um,
okay.
Pimo is an amazing leader.
Mm,
Pimo is an inspirational leader.
mm,
No, Pimo is a mother. Pimo is a sister. Pimo is anything you want her to be at
same.
any time to fulfill a need in your life. She's
Mm,
so rounded. She's
mm.
so, like, Pimo can correct you right now with the arm of the rod, and she's your sweet mother in the next same this thing, And for me, who has been, every time I tell people, I say, see, you guys should be careful. It's our first protocol, so please, just
Mm.
remember, we're not.
Okay. Can you hear us? So Megali, oh, I think her connection over there. Let's hopefully give her a minute or two. Maybe she perhaps can come back in. Baby Megali, can you hear us? Oh, I think it's a connection there. So whilst we're waiting for Megali, I mean, we're just about to give us the juice. Internet, behave. Can you hear us?
But is it better? Is it better?
Yeah, it's better now. It's like I when you're about to give us the juice, and then the connection.
Shame to bad connection. We are going to spill it out. So,
So,
um, honestly, I've been truly blessed by Pimo. Pimo
mm,
does, Pimo is such a fantastic leader that he allows you to be you. And
yeah.
that's one good thing about having a leader like that. You would
Mm,
you would only excel under that kind of atmosphere. You can
absolutely.
only, because it's not toxic. You are not
Mm,
feeling like somebody is on your neck, watching your back, or being threatened by you. Nibo, who? Of
mm,
course not.
yeah.
If it's the way, even, she allows you be
Mm,
who you can be, just
mm,
ensuring that the standard is the
yeah.
standard of God. That's all
That's
she's about. Is God
mm,
in it? Is it the
yeah.
standard of God? Is there excellence in it? Is there the life of God in it? Is there kingdom in
Mm,
it? That's it.
mm,
She's not
mm.
micromanaging anybody. She's
I was
not,
just gonna say that.
she's giving you, oh, this is what it is. There's the broad picture. How are you
Yeah.
going to do it? And she will trust you. She
To
will
do it.
trust you, because if she knows that God has empowered you, because that's the commission given to her. So she will trust the God who has called
Mm,
you for you to
yes.
do it excellently. And trust, to
Mm,
me, I've enjoyed
yes.
that and enjoyed that over the years, because I don't only serve under her in BR. I'm telling you, as
Yes.
someone who has been mentored by her, from being a
Mm,
student all the way
yes.
to being married, from being
Mm,
married to becoming a mother. One of the
fine.
biggest miracles of my life was done while serving her, or while obeying an
Mm,
instruction that she gave
mm,
me directly, even when it was not convenient. And over the
mm,
years, she will look for you, she will love upon you. Sweet, I've not heard
yeah.
from you. What's going on with you? And all of that. I mean, I'm a blessed woman. So let me keep
Yeah.
it short then. That's my short. That's the
Thank you so
abridged
much.
version.
Exactly. I know if we have to like go deep, 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 yeah, we wouldn't live. But it's really lovely to hear. And like you said, she's a leader by example. She doesn't just say, but she does,
Yeah,
and she's
absolutely.
herself,
Yeah,
she's
for that.
authentic. There's so
Yeah,
many attributes people have
so
given
good.
on this interview, and it's amazing to hear that. And like you said, she can be anything to anybody, whatever you think she is to you, but Pimo is herself. If you find
Yeah,
somebody who's genuine, and yeah, there's no pretense, that's who she
absolutely
is.
none.
Yeah,
Absolutely
absolutely not.
none.
Thank you so much for that. And how has being a leadership influenced your personal life? I think you've sort of shared that at the
Yes, a
beginning.
lot.
Yeah, you have. So we'll not probably dwell too much on that. What advice will you give to new leaders or members who are looking to join and make a meaningful contribution to Babes with Define? What advice would you give? We still need a lot of, members, people to actually come to a place of leadership. But some people are stepping back, they're staying in the back seat. They are just looking to, let's see what's going to happen. What would you give? What advice would you give? And people coming in as new members as well. What advice would you give us tonight to them?
I think I'll say what happened with me first, which is
Mm.
look at the vision and the mission of the house. What is this platform
About.
called to do? What is it meant to do? Then,
Mm,
when you're able to identify that, align with it.
mm,
See, I don't know how to preach this thing, and I just trust the Holy Spirit to expound it in your
yeah.
heart, just the way
Mm,
He did in my
mm,
own heart. God is not a user. God is committed to every sacrifice you make.
mm,
God is big on rewards. God is big on ensuring that you are the finest of who He
mm,
has proposed you to be. So when you
mm,
come to a place like BR that
yeah.
gives you a platform,
Mm,
stay on that. You see that
mm,
particular purpose, that vision of why, stay on it and just serve with your heart.
mm,
Not as unto man, not as
yes.
in eye service. See it
Mm,
as your own personal work and journey with God. Lord,
yeah.
if this is where you have sent me at such a
Mhm,
time as this, I will be
yeah.
here fully. I
That's
will be
it.
here fully and I will serve with all my heart while I'm
Mm,
here
mm,
and just be there. Because God is one who truly rewards.
that's
Over
right.
the years, I've seen how I've shared, like you said, in times where I didn't
Mm,
even know if I wanted to, if I was a good leader. I didn't even know if I was doing it right. I didn't even know what. I allowed that journey in my life. I allowed God
mhm,
navigate me and take me through that journey. And
yeah.
today, I'm
Mm,
thankful. I'm
mm,
thankful. I was able
mm,
to see how, when the Bible says that he that is faithful in that which is another man's own, God is going to give you yours. I've seen that scripture over and over and over again, that
mm,
you can be somewhere. And when you are
yes.
there, you serve unto
Mm,
the Lord. You do it
yeah.
like unto God and do it like it was your own. And I see how God has truly rewarded every sacrifice. Do you
Mm,
see? So when
yeah.
you do that and
Mm,
see God, you let your heart be bare and know that God,
yeah.
this thing I'm doing is unto you.
That's
He would
right.
always reward you. So I
Yeah.
believe that that's what I want to do. That's
Thank
truly
you.
what I want to see.
Thank you so much, Babes Evgeny. I'm sure somebody is listening now. You could be a new member looking to decide to join Babes Define, or you're already an existing member who hasn't really come forward. You just heard that, alignment is impossible, is very possible. Align with the vision and mission. Put yourself wholeheartedly to it, 100%.
Yeah,
There is no one leg in, one leg out, as some people will call it.
yeah,
Let me just see. Let me
yeah,
just try. Just do it, and it's only
See,
God that
a
rewards.
double-minded man is
It's
unstable in all his
unstable in
ways.
all these ways.
Don't be
Absolutely.
unstable.
Absolutely.
Don't sit on the fence. Come in
Mm,
and be in
mm,
fully.
that's it.
Juicy. That
Yes.
day as a day gidigba and say, this is where
Uh-huh.
I am. And the fact that I'm here now, I'm giving it
Uh-huh.
all that I've got.
Mm.
And God will
Yeah.
reward. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Babes Yogeli, for that. Thank you. And my next question is, how do you think Babes Define can continue to grow? So we're celebrating 15 years, and we'll still continue to grow. But then we're asking people, what do you think we can do in the years to come? And what role do you see the organization playing in the lives of its members in years to come?
Um, I think for me, it's truly humbling to see, like I think I said it from the very beginning. I love
Mm,
how obedient to every dispensation has been. The obedience for every
mm,
dispensation has been, right? So
mm.
to the leadership, which is my mama, she's done that over the years wonderfully well. Pimo has been obedient. She's
Mm,
always, it's not about, yes, the trends are there and all of
mm.
that. But
Yes,
I've seen Pimo do things because she knows this is what the Lord has stirred in her heart to do.
true.
And it's always been very timely. Then
Mm,
to everything we're doing, because when you are in the line of obedience, it means God is
mm.
leading you. It's the
That's right.
prerogative of God to direct the steps of a man, as well as his
That's right.
division he has committed into his hands, right? So if we are led in obedience, you will always be accurate and in
Mm.
precision with what God is doing.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yes.
You will just
Yeah.
find out that you are doing the right thing and all that. So I think that's the first thing. And the
Mm,
second thing is that basically what we've been doing, empowering the next generation and going with
mm.
the, you are not obsolete. Do you see? You mentioned
Yeah.
that when you were speaking.
Yeah.
Let's, but I always believe that if you're in obedience, right, and
Mm.
not just obedience, you're not just hearing, but you're actually obeying in action, you
In
will not
action.
be
Yeah.
obsolete. You will not be
Mm,
obsolete because the Lord is
mm,
opening your eyes to see, and
mm.
He's saying, "Go this way, go this way." So you just find
Yeah.
out that you are walking in precision. So it's still,
Mm,
being aligned to what I'm saying. So let's keep obeying and evolving
yeah.
in action
Mm,
in the direction of
yeah.
what the Lord is saying to us,
Mm,
and ensuring that we're staying committed to our
mm,
vision of
mm.
building life, of
Yeah.
helping women discover who they really are. Where we
Mm,
find our women, that is where we ought to be. Do you
mm.
see? Where
Yes.
our women are, that is where
Mm,
we ought to be. And at what
mm,
stage of their lives they found themselves in, that is where we should
mm.
apply our efforts in. So basically, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And if I'm hearing you clearly, the God has always been leading, and we will continue to follow
Yeah.
the leadership.
Yeah.
God can tell us per time, per season. Maybe now this is a time, or wait, perhaps change strategy. Do it this way. Which, like I said, Babes will define as that's the foundation that we have. We don't just do anything, and people always says that we don't just wake up and do something because it's a trend. Everybody's doing it. Is what does God want us to do? Particularly year in, year out. We do the frame your year, we sort of position ourselves, what do we
Exactly.
need to do in the season? And like you said, for years to come as well, we don't want to be obsolete. Like you said, when we look at the secular world in career field where people are in a particular job they're doing, and then when AI, artificial intelligence, is coming in and some people have refused to upskill themselves, they've refused to train. And God forbid, some jobs are going to go out because AI is taking over, automation is taking over. So you don't want to be left out and cut out. So again, coming back to Babes to Define as an organization, we are not
Mm.
just talking about tools and technology. We're talking about being spiritually led, and at the same time using those tools and technology in our times to make sure we reach out to women, young
So
people,
good.
and being able
So
to,
good.
yeah,
So good.
impact.
Funny as I'm thinking about technology and
Mm,
That's so important. So yes, I'm in the tech field. In fact, one of the accomplishments I think I have is that I handled the BR website. So
Okay.
it was a project that I delivered, and I got to launch in one of our frame of your I think it was frame your
Yeah.
year 5 years
Okay.
ago. I'm not quite sure. And
Okay.
but talking about skills, I feel
Mm,
like that's another thing women should pay
mm,
attention to. So
mm.
recently, I started, learning AI and, using it as a tool in
Mm.
consolidating a number of things that the Lord had put in my heart, right?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
AI has been a tool for me to narrow down a lot of things that the Lord has been doing. I'm a fashion person. I love fashion. I started to
Mhm.
use AI to express
Mhm.
myself in fashion. So I always wanted to do consultation for plus size women and all that. So what did I use AI to do? I started to come up with AI models, plus size AI models, and give them different outfits to teach plus size women
Mhm.
how to dress. Do you see?
That's it.
So
Mhm.
what I was saying is that don't be obsolete, even you as a person. Do you see?
Mm.
Hone your own skill and ensure that what is happening, you are using
Mhm.
it, you are learning it. You are not too old. I'm a big advocate of you are not too old to learn anything. You are
Mm.
not. You
Yes.
learn it because you know that you have the
Mm.
ability to learn anything. Do you see? Once you start to tell yourself that you are too old, you start to depreciate in your mind.
That's
So
right.
you take up a challenge, you move, as long as whatever it is that you are doing is
Mm.
empowering you to be the best version of yourself part time, right?
Mm.
Then please
Mm.
learn it. So, yes, to the
Yeah.
women, to the members, please learn as much skill as you can to ensure that you are not just being relegated by this new dispensation as well.
Thank you for that. Thank you for those words. And I'm sure somebody is listening and they're encouraged by that. Thank you so much. So, looking back at your time
Welcome.
in Babes to Define, and what are you most proud of? I know we've talked about your memorable moment. And what legacy do you think leaders can leave behind?
um what am I most proud of? Is it okay?
Mm,
So, well, like I said, if I want to be doing, we our website is
yes.
there.
Yes.
That's one thing. Then seeing that, hmm, what am I most proud of? I'll just say growth.
Yeah.
I'll say
Mm,
growth. I'm proud of the fact that we're growing.
yes.
Um, we keep growing. We're still
Mhm.
committed. We're consistent.
That's
We've
right.
not a number of people who started are nowhere, but BR
Mm,
is here. BR is here and is here to stay. I'm
that's
I'm so
right.
proud of that. Every single time that
Mm,
I see that a number of people who have even left
mm,
are not they're not people that their best days. We're seeing more of their best days as they have run,
mm.
as
Yes.
as they are moving on. So I'm thankful for growth.
Right.
Do you see?
Mm,
So
yeah.
I'm thankful that BR provided that platform for
Mm,
a number of things that a number of people are doing today.
mm,
I'm
yeah.
really truly thankful about
Mm,
that. And so yeah,
yeah.
I think that's one of things I'm most
Well,
proud of, that
that's
we are consistent, we're
yes.
growing, and that we're moving in the direction of the next generation as well. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Muzo, really. And it's lovely to hear that. And growth is one thing that we cannot stop. We'll continue to
Yeah.
grow. I will continue to emerge. We're a nation, be our nation,
Yes,
and we'll
be our
continue
nation.
to impact lives and in the next coming years to come. So thank you so much tonight. As we wrap up on this episode of Legacy Builders, we'd like to say thank you for taking out the time to come on here on the show to share with us inspiring stories and your time and your contribution. We'd like to say thank you for that. Staying through all these years and also giving your best to BR. So we'd like to say thank you. And as we wrap up the
Mhm.
episode tonight, for those who have not been able to join, please catch up on YouTube or Facebook. And we are here tomorrow night as we have another one of our founding members. So please stay tuned and share your thoughts and reflection on tonight's episode. You can go on and just put something in the chat and encourage everybody. So thank you tonight and have a good night and God bless you. Take care.
God bless.
Thank you. Bye.